cutting you.
Good evening and welcome to the April 8th, 2025 meeting of the Pequannock Township Council. Ms. Marsh.
In accordance with the requirements of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting was included in the annual meeting notice, which was filed in the office of the Township Clerk, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, published as a legal notice in the Suburban Trends and Daily Record newspapers, and distributed to all persons requesting notice in accordance with Township policy.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a prayer and a moment of thanks for individuals serving our nation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Most gracious Providence, we ask that you bless this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding, so that every deliberation will result in actions which will promote the common good and the general welfare for all the people of Pequannock Township. Amen.
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 The clerk will please call the roll.
Mrs. Florence Lynch? Here. Mr. Cole?
Here.
Mrs. Russell? Here. Mr. Syracusa?
Here.
Mayor Dracy?
I am here. The next item on the agenda is the 2025 municipal budget presentation. Mr. Brewer, all yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is my favorite meeting of the year, and I'm glad that there's an audience to present it to, so that makes me even happier. Mr. Oostdike requested that I double the number of slides in the presentation.
We'll speak with him after this.
I did not heed that request.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
We're having technical difficulties.
It's warming up.
Please stand by.
Did we pay our cable bill?
Think of a car 30 years ago. You didn't just jump in, turn it on, and go. You let the oil come to temperature, it circulated around the engine. All right, here. It rotates. All right, there we go. We're in business.
You want me to move the TV a little? Carol's
got it. So thank you very much, everybody, for your brief patience. As I mentioned, this is certainly my favorite meeting of the year. Brief presentation on the 2025 municipal budget for the Township of Pequannock. For anyone who has not seen or is not familiar with this process, it takes a lot longer than you realize, and there are a lot of people involved in it. It actually initiates in the early fall and proceeds to this evening as the first possible opportunity for legislative action to introduce the budget. But the time in the middle is taken up by staff, board, commission, committee chairs, volunteers, putting together requests. Everything is reviewed, put together in a package for presentation to the governing body in January, and then for a period of a couple months reviewed with the council, and questions are answered and direction is given. Ultimately, if the budget is introduced this evening, the public hearing and potential adoption will be scheduled for May 13th after the required time period has come and gone. Some quick highlights. Total current fund general appropriations of $23,060,967. The township has an open space and recreation tax of 0.6 cents per hundred of assessed value. One of the benefits of having that tax is eligibility to state and county funding. So recently we acquired a property through the flood-prone acquisition process, and you're required to have an open space tax. So as of the end of this year, there's roughly $700,000 in the trust, and that will generate approximately $213,561 in additional dedicated funds in 2025. There have been some preliminary discussions because the allowable uses for that are governed by referendum, so there may be an opportunity in the future, if the governing body so directs, to use that for additional purposes beyond simply acquisition and historic preservation. Overall, the municipal tax levy is increasing by 3%. That's somewhat of a misnomer, as the library's portion is included in that 3% and not controlled by the governing body. If excluded, it's actually a 2.3% tax increase without the library. Changes by categories, high-level summary items. For a more detailed explanation, if you look online at the packet that's published, there's a lot of detail down to the line item. Salary and wages up roughly 2.5%. Other expenses, principal drivers of the increase in costs of other expenses. Insurance is a biggie, as noted beneath it. Our health insurance is going up 6.73% in the budget, but actually the premiums went up 15.5%, just under state health benefits, which went up over 17% this year. Pensions increased. Debt service is associated with the Home Elevation Grant Program. There's an asterisk there that references the fact that there's offsets that help pay this. Essentially, when we get reimbursed by the federal government, it goes into a trust, and we use that to offset the cost of how it's carried. Challenging times to keep budgets within certain parameters, and luckily we've done the best we can to have a nice, good, stable budget, and those are the large expenses. The other thing, just to point out, with some folks involved with the fire department, the governing body did give significant increases to clothing allowance, as well as the events, activities, and apparatus acquisition. So there's a lot of funding that was added to this budget in order to support the volunteers. Revenues, 2024 tax collection revenue was roughly 99.2%, which is pretty good. We also had a lot of revenue realized through our investments. When the money's in the bank, if you have higher interest rates, you earn higher interest. Unfortunately, that higher interest isn't going to stay forever, so staff did an excellent job of negotiating as much as possible with the bank when it was there, and the revenue that was collected beyond what was anticipated in 2024 assisted us with satisfying a significant tax appeal without adversely affecting operations. With respect to one-time revenues that are included in the budget, we currently have reserved for insurance funds, capital fund balance, roughly $150,000 on a $23 million budget. That's not a significant crutch, but it's nonetheless a crutch I call out and look forward to trying to get rid of in 2026. This is the story of the township's fund balance. Primary sources of the fund balance in 2025, at the year end of 24, lapsed appropriations, money that was appropriated that wasn't spent, that strong collection rate, and the significant revenue realized through the interest rates and the interest on our investments. This is one of my favorite slides of the deck. It is typically something that surprises a lot of people when you explain that we collect 100 cents of every dollar, but we actually only keep 21. All the rest of it goes to other entities. That's how the state of New Jersey and the legislature structured it. So when you look at the municipal budget and what the municipal budget increases, understand that it is less than a quarter of every tax dollar that you pay in your property taxes. Capital improvements, another area that receives significant discussion and direction from the Township Council. A lot of improvements to parks. We want to reserve enough money to buy fire apparatus because we know that's coming. Improve sidewalks. Many municipalities do not appropriate public funds to do sidewalk projects. They compel homeowners to do it. There are issues where we need at times to compel homeowners to do it, and if there's a specific hazard, sometimes that's addressed that way. But much like our rolling roads replacement program, we have a sidewalks replacement program associated with a risk study prepared by the engineer identifying the worst sidewalks, and we're working down the list from worst to best. So every year there's an appropriation and we move forward. Additionally, we're reserving more funds towards the acquisition of an ambulance. In addition to the current fund, we have 3 utilities: the water utility, the sewer utility, and the solid waste utility. The garbage utility, excuse me. The auditor just gave me a sideways glance. We have the water utility, the sewer utility, and the solid waste utility. Thank you, Mr. Sarinelli. Mr. Sarinelli has joined us in case anybody did the same. Hi, Ray. In case I say something wrong, he throws tomatoes at me. The water utility, the overall budget is a decrease. The reason for that is there was roughly $250,000 of deferred charges dating back to 2003 that we were working to satisfy. Deferred charge is essentially a debt to yourself. So you have IOUs that are outstanding, that's fine. It's not something that's unheard of or necessarily improper. You don't want to leave them outstanding for long periods of time. So we've satisfied the existing IOU, which is why you see the decrease in the overall budget. The most challenging issue the water utility will face this year will be the construction of the PFAS mitigation filter, which I refer to as the giant Brita. at the water treatment facility over on West Parkway. It's roughly $4 to $5 million construction project, but it is something that we haven't had imposed on us yet because we don't have any water that exceeds the PFAS levels due to taking one of the wells offline. So we look forward to getting that constructed, taking more water out of our aquifers rather than buying it from the city of Newark. But that is currently out to bid with bids back on the 15th of May. The project is through the NJI Bank in an effort to secure positive interest rates as well as the opportunity for any sort of principal forgiveness. Additional capital plan is included in the water utility. Meters need to be replaced. Hydrants are always getting knocked over, and other improvements. Sewer utility overall increase of just over $60,000. The principal driver in the sewer utility budget is debt service. The other major line item is the sewage treatment. It's one thing to collect it, but it's got to go somewhere. So we send ours to the Two Bridges Sewerage Authority. That's the largest line item within the sewer utility budget. And with the capital projects that we just finished, the Village project a few years ago and the Route 23 project last year, new debt service coming on is the other principal driver this year in the budget process. Solid waste utility. We are in year 5 of a 5-year collection contract. And anybody with Google or paying attention to the news on the recycling and solid waste contracts knows they've gone up significantly. 5 years of locking it in protected us, treated us pretty well. Unfortunately, the contract includes the curbside recyclables collected to be the possession of the contractor. There's risk and reward there. The risk is if you have to pay to get rid of stuff, it costs them money. If there's value to it, they can derive revenue. Currently, the only materials that are really paying money in terms of the recycling market are aluminum and clean office paper. So everything else that you're putting in your recycling bin, unfortunately, incurs a cost to get rid of, much like the tipping fee of roughly $100 to get rid of garbage. So we've insulated ourselves in the volatility of the market over the last 5 years, but now we're going to have a contract coming due for that service. So those bids are out. They will be due back on May 22nd. With the utility, we'll do an analysis of the different levels of service, corresponding impact on rates. That will be presented to the governing body for decision-making, and direction will be given in terms of what service levels to continue with and what the corresponding costs will be. I would expect there will be a rate increase in 2025 with an effective date of January of 2026. To what extent, we have to wait and see what comes back with the bids. I typically like to end on high notes. That wasn't the highest note to end on. But again, this process goes back to September, and there's really only a few months that Julie Kuplik, the Township CFO, hi Julie, isn't worrying about budget and working on the preparation of the budget. But as I say every year, many hands make lighter work. And in the Township of Pequannock, there are quite a number of people involved with the preparation of the municipal budget. This is merely the culmination of a process of all those hands doing all the work. So I appreciate all the effort from the volunteers, the staff, the department heads, especially Julie and the Township Council, who gets to suffer through me talking about this, which I do with great glee. So unless there's any questions from the governing body, that is the conclusion of my presentation on the 2025 budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brewer. Any questions up here?
No, good job.
Yeah, we would like to say thank you for putting this together, Julie. I know you do a lot of work with this. I know that a lot of people in the town do a lot of work with this, including many of the volunteers with their budgets. So there's a lot that goes into this. And thank you. Thank you for your help with this. It was good to go through this year.
And I get an audience.
And you get an audience. I don't hear them clapping though, so.
No.
You didn't do that good of a job.
No, you do what you can, but it's tough work.
All right, Adam, thank you. Next item, number 6, report from volunteers. Is this time are there any reports or comments from any of the volunteers serving our community? Yes, come on up.
Hi, Bob Friedman with the Historical Society. I just wanted to let everyone know that on, Saturday, May 3rd, we're having an open house at the Martin Berry House. This is part of the Pathways Tour, which is Morris County's kind of nonprofit museums all have an open house, so there'll be a lot of them across the county. The railway station is under refurbishment construction, so that won't be open, but everyone's invited to the Martin Berry House, and we'll be giving tours and hopefully set up some collections for people to see. So I also wanted to thank the town for doing some cleanup of the grounds this week, so that's very much appreciated. Also understand that there's a landscaping evaluation going on, so we kind of look forward to that. We hope it'll improve parking and lighting and signage in the plan.
Okay, good. Thank you. Any other volunteers? Yes. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. Good to see everybody. Randy Shamber. I'm here tonight on behalf of Propel, which is the Pequannock Residents of Pride, Equity, and Leadership. Just to give you a bit of a report on what we've been up to for the last 6 months and what we're planning coming up in the next couple of months. We had a very large initiative that we instituted starting last fall that went all the way until recently, a couple months ago. We developed for our website what we call our QR code to mental health. So we developed a QR code, and these signs and flyers are up around town, stickers, and anyone can, take a picture of the QR code. It leads to the Propel website section, which lists 80 different mental health resources for people. So we want to make sure that searching out mental health is just as easy, common, and accepted as going to your doctor to see if you have a cold or a sinus infection or whatever. No stigma. So what we wanted to do is get the word out even more to the residents of Pequannock. So as the owner of Shamrock School of Music, we did a concert to celebrate our 16th anniversary last November, and we've always done that concert to raise money for various local charities and nonprofits, and this year we decided to help Propel with fundraising so that we could do a direct mail campaign piece that went out to 6,500 township households with the QR code on it so people could access that. And that mailing went out sometime in the middle of January to 6,500 homes. So I don't know if any of you saw it, got it, had a chance to go to the website and check it out. But again, we've expanded it to now 80 different organizations that provide resources on all different subjects of mental health. Propel also participated in several events since last fall. We were invited to and attended the first National Night Out that the township did, which I know was last August, but we really enjoyed being there. It was a beautiful night, and I hope that they do that again. We'd like to participate. We also attended the Hoedown, and then we just attended the Library Fest this past weekend. Through our fundraising, we also do a couple of other things to donate to the community. We donated to the Boys and Girls Club as well as Newbridge as they align with our goals, missions, and initiatives. Also, this time of year, we review applications for scholarships at Township High School. We're going to be awarding 2 scholarships again this year to Pequannock seniors. We've selected both of them, and those will be announced at the scholarship night, which is the first Wednesday in June. And then we're also going to be announcing them at our Pride Fest, which is Saturday, June 7th. But one is a kindness scholarship, so if they want to apply for the scholarship, they have to write a 500-word essay or shorter on what they've done in the community to promote kindness. And I kind of look forward to this now because I sit there one weekend and I read 50 or 60 essays on how our young people in our town have promoted kindness, and you get all different kinds of answers. But they're always heartwarming, they're always exciting, and we've selected someone for that, and that'll be announced that night. What some of our seniors are doing are incredibly impressive. Helping less fortunate people is really how they mostly help with kindness, but but they're also helping with their own students, friends that are in trouble. It's really heartwarming stories. Again, announced at Scholarship Night. And then, of course, coming up is the Pride Fest. This will be our 4th annual Pride Fest. It'll be Saturday, June 7th. We have a record number of sponsors for this year's Pride Fest already on board. Our title sponsor this year is going to be Scanlon's, where life is celebrated. They are the title sponsor. In addition to them, we have Atlantic Health and Chilton, TD Bank, the Chamber of Commerce, Birch Tree Psychology, Christina's by Design, and Rita Zeiss, and Shamrock School of Music is also a sponsor, providing music all day long at no charge to Propel. The vendor sign-up is still strong. We provide booth space for nonprofits or local township organizations at no charge. Businesses and crafters are also welcome for a nominal fee, which helps raise money for all of these initiatives that we do throughout the year. And we made a really big point this year of trying to get the Pride Fest more well-noticed, where we sent out a press release. We've done some interviews, and you're going to be seeing some of that press coming up over here in the next month or so. At this time, this has become an annual tradition. I come and ask that the Township Council issue a Pride proclamation for the month of June, as that is Pride Month. So I'd like you to consider that again. I'm coming here a little earlier this year so we can have it done and issued prior to the month of June. And again, once the proclamation is issued, you are all welcome to come and celebrate the Pride Fest with us and read the proclamation on stage. It's really powerful that the residents attending see that our township leaders support the Pride Proclamation. The last item I would like to request is that we have the Pride flags once again put out in the garden in front of Town Hall. This action has been approved already by the First Reformed Church, who owns the property, so I ask that you approve that as well. Thank you very much.
Randy, thank you. Any other reports or comments from volunteers, groups? Seeing none, move on to item number 7, public comment. This comment period will be limited to a total of 30 minutes. Additional time is reserved later in the meeting. We welcome comments, suggestions, and questions during the comment period. However, the purpose of this is to allow public comment, not to engage in dialogue. If you have a specific question, please feel free to pose it and then follow up with staff via telephone or email. Comments are limited to 3 minutes, please. If anyone wishes to address the council, please wait to be recognized and come to the microphone and provide your name for the record. Anyone for public comment? Yes, come on up.
Good evening, Megan Dempsey. I just wanted to speak in support of Propel's request to have the Pride Proclamation again this year. It's become a great annual tradition, signed by most of the council in the past years. Hopefully all of the council this year would be fantastic to really show that unified support. Also for the Pride flags out front. It's a great thing to do in our community. Very small compared to what a lot of communities around us do to show their support for the LGBTQ plus communities, so really not too much to ask, and hope to see you all at Pride Fest as well. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Any other public comment? Yes, come on up.
Hi, Tina Ikeo. I just wanted to say thank you to Mr. Brewer, the CFO, the auditor, everyone that was involved in the budget. I just finished the budget myself for school, and I know how incredibly challenging it is in the economic status, and it looks like there's a wonderful mixed balance in there of forward thinking for reserves, as well as, paying down debt and so forth. So, and really, I was just going like this, that I beat you, and I'm 2.99 in mine, so, but totally different ballgame. I appreciate the detail you provided, and it looks amazing, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else for public comment? Yes, come on up.
My neighbor Will.
Good evening. Will Sloopmaker. I was just coming forward tonight to just voice my support. I think it's on the agenda for tonight, but of the fire department's proposed turkey trot. I got a letter about it in the mail because of my location, and I just wanted to say that I think this is a great idea, and that this will be a great way for the fire department to raise a lot of funds. I did some math, and like the Rotary 5K had like 250 people, and that could raise almost like $10,000 for the department. So I would just urge you to support this, and thank you.
Will, they are looking for help that day, so.
For juniors.
You're signed up. You're signed up. Anybody else for public comment?
The letter in the mail.
Right, seeing none, we're gonna move on with the agenda. Is there any comments from council on anything for Mr. Brewer, anything that was said?
Yeah, I just had one comment. I don't know that it affects us that much, but I think Relay for Life that they're doing in Montville, but they want Pequannock to participate in, is the same day, I think, as your Pride Fest. I don't know if it matters, but I just figured I'd tell you that. I don't know if there'd be any conflict. It's over in Montville, though. They were here last meeting trying to get us to do Relay, so I just figured I'd mention that. Do I have those dates correct?
I don't know. I didn't sign up for the team yet, though,
Yeah.
but I will, I promise.
Yeah, I think.
We're gonna have a team Pequannock for the real,
It doesn't start until 5 o'clock, where theirs
late.
is earlier, but.
Okay.
So I just figured I'd mention that. Thanks.
Okay. All right, next on the agenda is the manager's report. Mr. Brewer.
Thank you. I get to come back for more. As written in my report, we have the municipal budget presentation, so thank you everybody for your attention to that. With respect to potential legislative action for the council this evening, we have an ordinance authorizing the sale of 101 Chatfield, which is a currently municipally owned affordable unit that is for public hearing and potential adoption. We also have an ordinance for public hearing and potential adoption with 3 parks and recreation fees that was just to maintain compliance with the fee schedule. I'm emphasizing that so the auditor hears it. And then the council, for 3 fees, Mr. Auditor, 3 fees. We don't want to get in trouble. And then lastly, there is a resolution scheduled for the Arrive Together program, which is a little bit of an unusual thing. This is an initiative being requested by the prosecutor's office. There is additional detail within your packets from Chief Commune articulating what it is and why we are being asked to participate. Essentially, this is the assignment of mental health resources to support police departments and those individuals who may be in need. So this is not a situation where there's going to be ride-alongs. You've heard about that probably in the press and other jurisdictions. This is really just a resource being provided at no cost to Pequannock Township at this time, but it is at the direction of the Morris County Prosecutor, who is actually the chief law enforcement officer in the county, if people didn't realize that. So unless there's any questions, then...
Yeah, no, I was going to say, it sounds good. It sounds like there's going to be more, like, things available at the fingertips of the police to refer and stuff.
More resources are always a good thing. More resources that don't cost us tax dollars are the best thing.
Very good.
Any other comments? Nope. Moving on, next on the agenda is public hearing on ordinance 2025-03. Ms. March.
Ordinance 2020-503 is an ordinance authorizing the sale of certain property owned by the Township of Pequannock, 101 Chatfield Drive, not required for public purposes pursuant to NJSA 40A:1213 et sec.
Right, are there any comments from council? No. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make that motion to open the public hearing on 2025-03.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If anyone in the audience has any questions or comments on this ordinance, please come to the microphone and identify yourself for the record. Seeing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to adopt this ordinance?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-03.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Florence Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Syracusa?
Yes.
Mayor Dreese?
Yes. Next on the agenda is public hearing on ordinance number 2025-04. Ms. Marsh.
Ordinance 2020-504 is an ordinance amending Chapter 152 of the Code of the Township of Pequannock and revising fees for certain parks and recreation activities and programs.
Any comments from council? Hearing none, is there a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
If anyone in the audience has any questions or comments on this ordinance, please come to the microphone and identify yourself for the record. Seeing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to adopt this ordinance?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance, I'm sorry.
2025-04.
2025-04.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Florence Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Siracusa?
Yes.
Mayor Dracy?
Yes. Next on the agenda is the introduction of ordinances. Ms. Marsh.
Ordinance number 2025-05 is an ordinance authorizing compensation in the form of a clothing allowance or stipend for members of the fire department of the Township of Pequannock.
Mr. Brewer, any comments?
Significant discussion about clothing allowance began in 2024 with the budget process. There was a plan to try to increase it as much as the budget would allow. The increases identified within this ordinance are consistent with the requests that were put forth and recommended by the fire chiefs. So it was nice to be able to fit in the budget what was actually requested.
Yes.
Sometimes I think I'm the director of no, so sometimes it's nice to say, provided the council supports it, yes.
Yes. All right, any comments from council?
That's great, glad we could do it.
Yes. Is there a motion to introduce this ordinance on the first reading?
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance 2025-05. Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Florence Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell? Yes. Mr. Siracusa?
Yes.
Mayor Dracy?
Yes. Next on the agenda is resolutions approving the introduction of the 2025 municipal budget. First is 2025-94, authorizing self-examination of the municipal budget for the year 2025. Are there any comments on this resolution from council? No. Is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-94.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Florence Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Siracusa? Did you say yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Siracusa?
Yes.
Mayor Dracy?
Yes. And now resolution R 2025-95, approving the introduction of the 2025 municipal budget. Are there any comments from council? Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-95.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Florence Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Siracusa?
Yes.
Mayor Dracy?
Yes. The next agenda item is the remaining resolutions. Ms. Marsh.
We have for your consideration R 2025-96, authorizing an agreement between the Township of Pequannock Police Department and the Mental Health Association to establish joint participation in the Arrive Together program. 2025-97, approving the designated special event permit application for the Fire Department 5K run. 2025-98, authorizing tax office refunds, overpayments, or cancellations. And R 2025-99, approving payment of the itemized claims as set forth on the April 3rd, 2025 bill list and 2018 FEMA elevation escrow list.
Okay, are there any comments on the resolutions from council?
No?
It's nice to see another 5K coming to town.
Turkey
Health,
shot.
health and wealth. Although I'm not crazy about running unless somebody's chasing me, but maybe Gene can chase me down the street. I don't know.
We'll walk, John.
What's that?
We can walk it.
Oh, we can walk it? Oh, it's going to take a long time. Yeah, we can walk it. I'll walk with you then. Is there a motion to adopt these resolutions?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolutions 2025-96 through 2025-99.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Florence Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Siracusa?
Yes.
Mayor Dracy?
Yes. Item number 12, there are no items listed for discussion. Item number 13, next on the agenda is reports and notices. This is on the correspondence note sale award.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind. So statutorily, the CFO is obligated when there is a sale of notes or bonds to notify the governing body of the sale and what the outcome of the sale was. The township sold 3,005,000 notes, which are short-term instruments. The lowest bidder was Piper & Sandler Company with a net interest cost of 3.146630%. The coupon rate was 4%, and it includes a total premium of $25,572.55. If there's any questions about that, we have the CFO and the auditor here, but essentially, the notes are 12-month, unless otherwise short or specified, instruments of short-term debt.
Okay, any comments from council or questions?
Sounds like a plan. Oh, he's got a comment.
Mr. Mayor, would Mr. Serenelli?
I just thought you should know, so we introduced the budget tonight.
Who are you?
Ray Serenelli, Township Auditor.
Thank you.
Hello, Ray. Sorry. Let me lose my train of thought. Never mind, I got it. So, you introduced the budget tonight. You have always had very good long-term plans in your budgets, at least since I have been involved. And I think that notice is proof of that. I just recently did a sale where the interest rate for the town was, on very similar size notes, was 3.7%. So by having good long-term plans in your budget really relates to cost savings in terms of interest when you get into these debt type situations, because rating agencies do look at your financial situation and how well you're doing and give you a better interest rate knowing the fact that you are doing the right things through your budget. So just thought I would mention that since Adam made me come out here tonight anyway, so I figured I'd have to say something. But it is a good thing to see. I mean, 3.1 to 3.7, that's pretty significant savings on $3.5 million.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Great.
Yes, we definitely try to do our best to keep the outlook, the far out outlook, not just look at what's happening this year. So
good financial planning by the council, so it's a good thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, next on the agenda is council reports and announcements. Councilwoman Florence Lynch.
I don't really have anything new, just a couple of comments. The seniors had their bus trip to the Hunterton Playhouse on April 1st. It was a success. They're going to be holding a senior dance on June 7th. I guess you can go to the senior house to find more information about that. What else? Oh, I see we're having... Kyle, you probably actually already commented on this last meeting. There's a shred day coming up June 10th. Is that correct?
It's May 10th.
It's May 10th.
May 10th.
Okay. I thought I had the wrong date in here. Let's see, what else do I have on here? The Chamber of Commerce is doing a Shop the Town Day on Saturday, June 14th. So that should be fun with all the businesses in town. I mentioned Relay for Life is June 7th. You did sign us up, John?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet?
Just got back.
Okay.
I will.
What else did we have? Some of this other stuff I reported on. We know about the work going on in the train station. We have the Pathways event coming up, so I do plan on stopping by the Martin Berry House on May 3rd. That should be good for a tour. What else do I have? I don't really have anything else. I didn't see yet whether we're having a planning board meeting on June 14th, but if we are, that's my next meeting coming up.
June 14th?
Oh, I'm sorry. Why do I keep saying June? May, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The next one would be May 12th, because it's always the second Monday now. But I haven't gotten an email yet, so that's it.
All right, thank you, Melissa. Councilman Cole.
I don't have anything. Unfortunately, I will not be able to participate in the Mayor's Riverwalk cleanup this Saturday.
That's right.
Still recovering from surgery, so thank you to all the people that are volunteering to help with that.
I will be there.
And I'll see you at the next one.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's all I got.
Thank you, Dave. Councilwoman Russell.
None of my committees have met. The library had their first Library Fest. It was very well attended. I had a couple of questions from people who live in the town about the blue line in front of the municipal building. Can we, that's kind of faded. Can we get that redone?
I'm in favor of that.
Can we? I guess we could. How do we do that?
Council directs, DPW paints.
Okay.
Okay.
So
If it needs to be done, I didn't notice if it was real faded or not, but if it is,
all
if we can
faded.
get it done relatively.
So, yes or no?
I'm a yes.
John, yes or no?
Yes.
Dave, yes or no?
If I could vote, I'm a yes.
That's true, you can't vote. Melissa?
Yes.
Okay, so that'd be great.
So directed.
Okay, awesome. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Councilman Siracusa.
So I had a scheduling conflict last night with the Parks and Recreation Committee meeting, so I was unable to make it. However, they have recommendations for the council on the pickleball courts going forward, so I'll be able to get that to you, and you can have some discussion on that and whatever. So as far as the Riverwalk is concerned, I will not be able to make it because we have the brigade, the 44th Infantry Brigade Combat Team, just come back from Iraq and Syria a couple months ago, and on Saturday is their big welcome home ceremony, so I'll be there.
You're excused.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So commenting on what he said about these pickleball courts, is that we have to approve these rules?
No.
I think it's really
So the Parks and Rec,
Parks and Rec's really.
Yeah, the Parks and Rec Advisory Committee has done about 18 months or longer review of options on how to do this.
Yes.
So as the
Very
advisory,
detailed.
as the advisory committee is going to provide a very detailed, very thoughtful, very
In-depth, yes.
in-depth presentation on their recommendation. They're an advisory committee to the council.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's how that process works.
Yep.
My recommendation would be that we digest that in public meeting. The council directs the staff to provide their thoughts, and then ultimately we'll implement.
So it actually came from the committee, not from...
From the committee.
Yeah.
Correct.
Good.
A subcommittee of the committee.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
It should be interesting. The only thing I know is you hit the ball over the net. It's got to be in the box. So.
And then it's
You hit the ball over the net. Some of us.
Someone did ask me to verify that the nets are at the correct height.
Yeah, somebody was...
The nets that are on the courts that are also tennis courts are not at the correct height.
No, we're talking about the new nets.
They will be at the proper height.
So right now, they're not at the proper height. They're hanging.
Are they installed?
Yeah, they're installed.
I'll
But
check.
it looks like they're dragging on the,
I'll check.
yeah. No, the surface isn't finished, but the nets are still up. People are playing.
Okay.
Without any...
I don't know why they're putting it on the new. Yeah, okay.
I will research that.
Thank you.
And open space hasn't made it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you, Vince.
Thank you.
All right, couple things. River cleanup is Saturday. Come out, bring your boots and your gloves, and let's go clean up. Right, Peter? Let's go clean up. Clean up. With regards to this PV, speaking of painting, could we repaint the yellow curbs so we can see them?
Yes.
And maybe that'll be more of a visual to people parking and not parking, or parking where they're not supposed to, et cetera. So, and then I don't have much. I just wanted just to give a shout out to all our volunteers that work on all the committees, the various committees in town, to try to keep everything moving forward. And do what's best for our town. We live in a great town. Let's keep it that way. That's all I got. Item number 15, next on the agenda is public comment. As a reminder, we welcome comments, suggestions, and questions rather than dialogue. Comments are limited to 3 minutes, please. If anyone wishes to address the council, please wait to be recognized, to come to the microphone and provide your name for the record. Anybody? Yes, come on up.
Mary Kay Schmerman.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'd like to remind people I was at the Library Fest for a couple minutes on Saturday. It was really terrific. And I think this is National Library Week. So I really honor the library. And I support 100% what Propel would like to do of a proclamation, and I'd appreciate if the flags were for the full month of June for 30 days. I didn't know I was going to be commenting on this, but as a member of the Pequannock Township population, I object to having that blue line repainted. It should be neutral. I need to have an answer as to why it was put there in the first place. I've lived here since 1985. And the only time that blue line was made, in my humble opinion, and from other people I've talked to, it was never, ever having a blue line there until the election in 2016. So I would like to object, and I'd like you to put it on pause before it's painted, and I'd like to have some discussion from the community as to why and no, why if, so that's my comment about the blue line in front of Township of Pequannock. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, come on up.
Hi, I'm Matt Ikea from the fire department. I just want to say thank you for the approval of the 5K, and we're looking to promote a good fundraiser about bringing about like health and fitness to the town instead of like the same old let's go out and get drunk and have fun type stuff. So thank you very much.
And you're looking for volunteers, right, to help?
Yes. If anybody wants to volunteer, you can come down to the fire department and we'll get you busy.
Well, if you're around that day, I'll be there with you.
There you go. There you go. Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, we're going to close this public comment section. Any comments from council?
Yeah, I have a comment. I just wanted to, just take notice of of that initiative with all the police departments. And I want to also take note for Propel, for the mental health awareness, because it's a real thing, right? And a lot of people every day, they suffer in silence, and they don't have to, because there's plenty of resources out there for either mental health or for drug and alcohol addiction. And you're not alone. If you are out there and you have a problem, call somebody, because you don't have to suffer. Please don't suffer in silence. That's all I say.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it is a big thing. I think there's a lot of shame in it, but there isn't, and that's why you need a good group of people around you to help support. So yes, please go out and get help if you need it, or just talk to somebody. At least talk to somebody, because it helps. It does help. Next on the agenda, there are no minutes for approval. Item number 17 is the closed session. Is there a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the Township Council to meet in executive session to discuss the litigation of Pascack Valley Learning Center versus the Township of Pequannock in matters of attorney-client privilege?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? At this time, the public portion of the meeting is recessed for closed session.